It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but right now, you rocking with Noonish.
I feel like I'm the last man standing. 4-5 sitting on my dresser like a bandit. Oh my, why you scared? There ain't no need to panic. I ain't on a wave that could sink the tide.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this second season premiere of an awesome show that we've been bringing to you guys every week, every Wednesday, except for last week, which was strange. But man, welcome to Noonish, man. Very excited about today's show. We have another amazing guest to jump off opening week. Opening day was what, 2 days ago for the Rangers?
2 days
right?
ago.
Hey, it's opening day for Noonish right now. The 2021 spring season is about to jump off, man. I'm your host, Jonathan Anderson, aka J.A. Man, joined by our awesome co-host, El Grande Toro, Jonas Bull in the house. Hey. And man, I don't even have to introduce this man right here. Hey, he's been working on them burners. You might see him on the field in a few months, man. Hey. Hey, MC Mark Clayton in the house, man. And our special guest co-host. How's that shoulder feeling, man? Might need you on the bump. The Rangers been tripping here lately.
Might be able to do it.
Hey, man. Mr. Tim Crabtree in the house, man. It's crazy. So you play with both of these teams, right?
Yeah, both Toronto and Texas. You know, Toronto drafted me way back in 1992, I guess.
Yep.
And then they traded me away in 98 to Texas and been here ever since.
Nice, man. We'll get to those guys later. But that's telling two stories right there. What's going on, man?
Right.
Looks like one of those teams has been doing a great job in that draft. Got a lot of young talent.
They've been picking up a lot of ex-major leaguers' sons, haven't they?
The whole squad. I'm like, man, that's I saw his dad play. How old am I?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm thinking about. But yeah, man. So what you been up to? You know,
well,
a lot going
on. Trying to, raise 3 kids and get them out of the house so I can figure out how I'm gonna retire. But now I've been in law enforcement for 17 years now since retiring from baseball, and I've got a lot of baseball stuff going on in regards to my son. He's a 16U player, and we'll be on the showcase circuit this summer, starting I guess May 18th we'll get rolling. But
so is he on the bump too? Is he pitching?
He pitches some.
Yeah.
And my story goes, I didn't pitch at all in high school, and I didn't pitch at all in college until my junior year.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of taking the same philosophy with him, allowing him to see if he's good enough as a position player.
Yes.
And if that doesn't work out, you can always fall back to pitching.
Hey, you saw Bobby Witt's son hit that 482-foot jack in spring training, man.
Oh, yeah.
That bat sounded amazing. 482. Yeah. Not even a big guy. Yeah. He's a solid kid, but that kid, man, that's that bat speed, bro. Yeah, straight bomb, bro.
Bobby Witt Jr. will, I think, someday be the face of Major League Baseball.
Hey, he's got that swagger.
He is talented. Yeah, talented, and he's a great, humble kid.
Man, he's poised, and that's what I appreciate about him. Yeah, and you can tell. I'm just so happen to be wearing the Royals jersey today. But you can tell his teammates love him, man, and they, that's a. That's the type of teammate you just love to root for, right? The kid out there, real humble, just balling. Right. Balling. So what position does your son play?
He plays outfield.
Okay.
Pretty much any one of the 3. Probably right field this summer mostly.
Does he have a cannon?
He's got a good arm.
Yeah.
He's got a good arm. Hits from the left side.
Oh, nice.
He's got a nice swing.
Was that natural, or did you kind of
tie
that right hand up?
No. I wish I would have got him to throw left-handed as well, but no, he kind of figured it out on his own what his I guess best side was going to be.
Nice.
And
nice.
I did try to make him throw left-handed.
Did you?
Just a little bit. Wasn't near as good as the right hand.
Yeah, man. It's I played ball, and if I do anything from the left side, I look like I never played a day in my life.
I know.
Well, how's that? It's on the same body. How's that happen? But yeah, man. So nine dudes. That's your new organization, your new squad.
Yeah, 9 Dudes Baseball. Of course, when I was younger, I was younger, my son was younger, I had an organization called the Express. And so that was the youth. And then I kind of stepped away from it all and just coached with the Sticks a little bit.
Yep.
And then last year we were with the Fort Worth Texans. And, I was just seeing some stuff that I didn't like and didn't agree with as far as how the organizations were running.
Bad coaching? Well, I don't want to call them out like,
I mean, to some degree, I tried to step away.
Yes.
I tried to step away from coaching and let my son go and get coached by somebody else, right?
Yes.
You've done it so much, like you've been around the best of the best.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting up there in the stands with my wife watching some games, and it's like, what are these guys doing?
Why is the 5-hole button down by 5?
Yeah, I mean, so I just kind of stepped back into it with a couple other guys, and we've started a program it's more of a showcase program for the high school group. We don't have any younger teams or anything like that.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do right now is just put these kids in front of scouts, college coaches that have an opportunity to watch them, and then it's up to the kids to play the game, right?
Yes.
I mean, we'll put them into the right situations where they need to be in front of who they need to be in front of.
Yes.
And, of course, then there's the social media side of it too, right? Which, I mean, if the parents aren't doing it, they're paying somebody to do it.
Yep.
But I think from a coaching standpoint, coaches need to help there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so we're taking that approach. We're going to put them in the right type of tournaments. We're going to help them with social media. And, if they have an opportunity to get talked to by whether it's a Division III, a JUCO, a Division II, whoever they have an opportunity to be talked to in front of, I mean, we're going to try to help bridge that gap and give them some knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
And
that knowledge, there's a gap in coaching these days, man. Like, I think that's one of the most frustrating things for me to sit back and watch. It's like, are you developing these kids? Or are you just trying to keep a job? Because I don't know what's going on right now. These things you're doing are making sense, and I don't know. I don't think you're really coaching them up.
I've seen that too, man, and I've seen it from the umpire side too, because I got into umpiring high school baseball when I wasn't going to coach anymore. Yeah. And there's some umpires out there that are really knowledgeable and good at their craft, and then there's a lot of umpires out there that are just doing it for a check.
Yes.
Same thing with coaches. Yeah. Same thing with coaches. And I mean, if you're going to be a coach, man, I mean, you first the big word to me is mentor, right? You're going to mentor these kids, and you're going to help these kids, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's not showing up and hitting a few fungos and okay, go play the game. Yeah. There's always teaching moments, right? These kids are going to make mistakes, and it's a teaching moment. They're not trying to make mistakes, but you gotta talk to them about it, right?
Yeah.
For me growing up, it was my high school baseball coach. His name was Joe Bechtel. He was like a second father to me, and he passed away when I was playing in the big leagues a few years back now.
But he did get to see you play.
But he got to see me play.
That's awesome.
And man, he was a real deal, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pay it back, right?
Yes, absolutely, man. No, that's huge. So, a Texas boy now, from Michigan, right?
Yeah. Do I get a card saying I'm a full-fledged Texan?
Hey, you're
now?
Texan, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
You get that, but you don't have that.
I don't have that yet. No.
Hey, if you don't got if you don't need a certificate to be married, if you're living with your girlfriend in 2 years, I think 17 years. That's quite long enough.
We've been down here since 1998, so that's 23 years.
Yeah, 23 years.
Am I good? I'm not a Yankee anymore.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
No, that's
I got plenty.
yeah, man. Now you're officially a Texan, man. So what has become your favorite thing to do that you couldn't do up north? Is it just being in the sun?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. When July and August hit, I'm ready to hit north. I'm ready to go north because the first few years down here, it was a shock.
Yes,
the summer. Right. Yes, and even when I was playing, I mean, we couldn't wait to go on the road and go up north to like Seattle, out west or something, and play in some 70-degree weather because it was so dang hot down here.
Yeah. That's why they built that new stadium out there, man. They got to get. That's one reason why they couldn't get pitchers down here.
Yeah, it does make a difference, and it from a fan standpoint, I think you'll see that they'll draw much better in July and August. But again, that comes down to the product on the field too, right?
Absolutely.
That stadium's going to draw people for a certain amount of time because they want to see it.
Yeah.
But then there's got to be a product on the field that they can relate to,
Yeah.
and that they're going to go watch that's good,
Yeah.
and have a chance to compete. So, I would hope that within the next couple years that product's going to change, and you're going to see them spending some money on players.
For sure. I felt like that move to get Chris Young down here, in the GM role.
Yeah.
I think that was a great move for him, getting someone with some experience, kind of like Nolan. Not quite the accolades that Nolan Ryan had, of course.
Right.
But experience on the other side as a player, versus John Daniels is just straight going by analytics, man. That human element matters, and we talk about this all the time.
Man, that nasty word analytics. I mean, I'm an old school guy, man, and if somebody hits a home run, who the hell cares how hard it came off the bat?
Yeah,
it's still a home run.
Exactly.
You don't get extra points or runs for it, right? I mean, it's still just a home run. And the whole concept of the defensive shift these days.
Oh my gosh. It's getting out of hand.
What?
Yeah.
What's this? A defensive shift?
So I'll let you explain.
Thanks for asking that.
So if you watch a Ranger game, okay, Joey Gallo, he comes to the plate. He's a left-hand hitter, right? Yep. The entire defensive alignment shifts to the right side.
Oh, yeah.
So third base is now in the shortstop position, or sometimes even behind second base.
Yeah, right.
Really?
Yeah, because if you're a straight pull hitter, now they understand you have a lot of pop, a lot of power that way. So they'll back that second baseman up in like a softball rover position, right? And then, your outfield they shifted over as well, right? And basically they're just cutting off an entire portion of the field because you don't hit there.
Like you literally don't hit there.
You basically are a pull hitter and you can't hit the ball to left field, but yet you're being paid millions of dollars to pull the ball and hit it into the defensive shift.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but he can hit it there into the gap, whatever's wide open.
Chances are
he's not as skilled. He doesn't have the skill.
Well,
or what does that mean?
You gotta understand. You gotta understand that the pitching staff too is going to pitch into that shift.
Yep.
They're going to pitch into the shift, right?
Yeah, okay.
So he's a pull power guy, and you'll see night in, night out. I mean, he's going to hit home runs, and when he hits them, it's going to be center field to right field, right? So he hits over the shift, but the reason the batting average isn't very good is because he hits into the shift so much, and he doesn't get base hits because they're outs.
Yes.
Can't get the
And it's already hard to get a base hit when they're lined up in the regular spots.
Right.
So you don't like shifts, or what?
I hate shifts.
As a defense, against a team that has a pull hitter, I love it. But
if you're a pitcher, how do you feel about a shift behind you?
Well,
pitcher.
If I'm going to pitch into that shift,
and you're like,
if I've got the scouting report and I know how to pitch into that shift, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me a better chance of getting it out, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I guess where I'm old school is the fact that these guys, man, when I played, if you didn't hit 280, and were a good on base percentage guy, and you weren't in the lineup.
Yep.
And now you see players
that
are hitting below 200 or maybe around 200
really fast
because they hit home runs, right?
Yep.
But they're going to strike out 180 to 200 times too.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, back when I played, you weren't in the lineup. You weren't even on a big league roster if that was the case.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You look at Tony Gwynn and see how many times he struck out in his career. Right.
You're really kind of getting down to ball killers now.
Right. The game has changed so much. It's about analytics.
Analytics comes in.
How far do you hit the home run, right?
How many miles an hour is it
coming
off the bat?
Velocity and all that shit actually really matter
they're looking at it.
Well,
I mean, it matters.
People are looking at it because it's a stat, I guess, but it doesn't help you with anything.
Okay, yeah, it's not going to get. It's not going.
You're saying if all you're hitting is home runs, that speed off the bat just doesn't matter because
it's a home run.
It's a bomb.
If it's a home run that barely goes over the fence, or a home run that clears the top of the
you get no extra runs for that.
No extra points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it looks good on TV.
Hey, you go back and look at Hank Aaron's home runs. There wasn't too many bombs he was hitting. Hank Aaron wasn't a big guy.
Right.
He was 5'9", 5'10".
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he hit a lot of wall scrapers.
Exactly.
But doing it 755 times? How many times he did it? It's not bad.
Wow.
But that was in the days when you had more consistency of it wasn't just about the home runs.
Yes.
No,
don't you think there's sort of an arms race there between right now we're doing defensive stats, and we're going to do defensive shifts, which was a new word for me.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about there now that you explained it.
Yeah.
And pitching into the shift and things like that we're going to eventually see the offense practice some new skills, come up with some new skills to hit into the gap.
What I saw
Gallo,
last
we're going to
night-
work on
because
hitting the
I-
opposite. Yeah.
I can see that being very exciting,
Yes.
at least for the first season that they
Indeed.
do it.
Yeah.
That's if you got somebody who can consistently wherever you leave a gap in that
Man,
defense,
hitting
like I would go to see that.
MVP.
But it's not that,
whoever that
you're
is.
also talking about hitting, 90 to 100 miles.
Exactly. That's what whoever does that is an
Right.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
but
that's
what I
not an
did
easy thing
see
to do.
last night, I was watching Philly and the Mets, right? And
I
the
was
boy
watching
just
that.
came up, Didi,
Yeah.
and they put the shift on him. But
Mm.
he tried to lay that bunt down that third base line.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
I think more players, and I've seen Gallo do it in the past.
Gallo's tried to do it.
Lay that bunt down.
Mhm.
Like, look,
Oh.
if y'all gonna shift me, I'm gonna make y'all play me honestly, and I'm gonna just
No
drop
doubt.
a bunt and I'll be on base.
Exactly.
But at the same time,
Why
they'd
don't
rather-
we think that way?
But they'd rather give up a single to Gallo
Absolutely.
than a bomb,
Than a bomb.
right? Because he's not.
Especially with somebody else.
And that's where, from a pitching standpoint, if you get a couple men on base,
Mhm.
right, it is much more difficult to pitch out of that situation
Yes.
than it is to just give up that solo home run shot,
Yep.
right?
Mm.
Right.
Yep.
So me personally, I was a reliever, so I was always coming in with men on base, right?
Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all.
That's high
That's gotta be it, right?
it's high stress.
That's why your hair went, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Gone. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's high stress.
Yeah.
And pitchers have to be very good at what they're doing, and they have to make their pitches right, or the hitters are
Yep.
going to take advantage of it, and now you got a rally started, right? And you
yeah.
got runs coming across the plate.
Momentum.
I mean,
That
the Oakland
momentum.
Athletics. Oh, you remember Billy Bean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oakland
Oh, yeah.
Athletics,
Oh, yeah.
right?
From the movie.
They had some of the greatest approaches at hitting.
Right.
I mean, because it was not about hitting home runs; it was about getting on base.
Yes.
Billy Bean was a huge
Man.
on base percentage
Hey,
guy.
My whole thing is in coaching these kids, right?
Right.
I'm like, look, man, if you got an ace on the bump, he's an ace for a reason.
Right.
Let's wear him out.
Make them throw pitches.
Make him throw pitches.
Yep.
We're taking till we get a strike. If you didn't see it, well, take another one.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just another bullet out of the tank. And the more pitches you see in it at bat, advantage you.
Mhm.
Right? You can gauge this guy better.
And your
Right? And there's and when I'm at games and I hear guys like telling kids to swing first pitch, I'm like, bro, like the worst thing in the world to me is a 3-pitch inning.
Right.
Like that wears me out. 3 to 5 to 6 pitches in an inning. I'm like, this dude just came out here and barely worked.
Period.
And y'all out here just swinging.
Chill it.
You know what I mean? We could have, how about a 15-pitch inning? Like that's even, giving us a better chance.
Uh-oh.
Spam
It's the
risk, man. Do y'all
bat
ever
line.
get that spam risk, man? Hey guys, turn your ringers off.
Those.
By the way,
Fine. In the league, that's a fine.
That's a kangaroo court.
I have to say-
2,500.
I have to say that the people at that car dealership are really, really nice people because they keep calling over and over again
They
to
do.
let me know that my warranty's about to expire.
Oh, my
Even after
gosh.
I've hung
God.
up on them like
It's
20
awful.
times,
Yeah,
they still keep
man.
calling. I really appreciate
They
that.
care about you, man.
do.
Oh, yeah.
They care about you.
Obviously.
It's like your best
Obviously,
friend. Does your
yeah.
best friend call you that much? It's like,
Not
geez.
It's crazy.
So you also have this foundation going on. You were telling us a little bit about, man. That's
Yeah.
Can we go into that a little bit?
With Nine Du's just kind of evolved as a summer high school program, right? And recently, in the last 6 months, I had a friend of mine, good friend of mine, that lost his son to a fentanyl overdose. And basically, I wanted to do something, and from a law enforcement standpoint, being involved in law enforcement, having a lot of connections, being involved in the sports world, and then kind of branching out and being involved in business. I'm trying to bring those three things together. So we created a foundation called GP42.
Okay.
And GP stands for Garrett Purdue, who was the boy that took the fentanyl that we spoke about earlier. But anyway, there's not an awareness campaign out there. I don't feel like you hear a lot about opioid crisis, right?
Yeah.
But kids don't realize what that really is. I mean, and to
Right.
tell you the truth, if
Good point.
you think about it, opioid crisis. That, to me, that sounds like that doctors are prescribing medicines, opioids, and patients are getting hooked on them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but that's not in reality what it is. I mean, there's this whole fentanyl crisis where the drugs coming from the south of the border
It's a black market. We're talking.
is black market, right? So the drugs, you know, whether it's marijuana, whether it's LSD, whether it's Xanax, whatever, they're all being cut. And when you cut something, you make more of it, right? So the fentanyl is being put in with the Xanax, for example. Okay. And so these kids are able to go out on social media and find somebody who will sell them Xanax pill. Well, in this instance, and why GP42 was born, was it was an ADHD medicine. And, you know, Garrett got it online, apparently. And, you know, he took it to help him study. And so what I'm saying is
completely innocent.
These kids are not bad kids, right? These kids are normal, run-of-the-mill, everyday kids that are just growing up. And if then they make a bad choice, or maybe they think they're making a good choice because they're trying to study, right?
Ignorant to what you have.
Right. And that's the thing. They don't understand that this pill that they got online has a really good chance of having too much fentanyl in it, which becomes toxic to the body. And they take that pill and they're dead. Right. So that's kind of one of my new missions. I'm trying to bring my law enforcement resources, my professional baseball and sports resources and business resources together to promote a message and get out in front of as many kids as we can get out in front of and talk about it.
And that's GP42.
GP42.org.
You have a website? .org?
.org.
Nice.
The website is still being developed, but you know, hopefully in the next 1 to 2 months, everything will be up and running.
Nice.
You know.
No, that's an excellent
Congrats.
cause, man. Because there is a need, because that black market is real.
It's
and these kids, man, they just, you know, very trusting.
I had to go back and recheck, but we talked about something about that last year, and over 100 deaths from not fentanyl, but from opioid overdose.
Wow,
every day.
Yeah,
and I think you make a very good point that this is not like, you know, back when I was a kid, we thought about opioid overdose was some stringy hippie guy that's in the back alley shooting up. And that's not what we're talking about anymore.
That's
like,
not
there's
the
still
case.
some of that, but most of this is kids taking a pill that they don't know what's in. And so that's a very good point. And awareness of that.
And the idea that, you know, these cartels are creating lookalike pills, right, just blows me away. I mean, and I don't understand why our government is allowing the border to be overrun at this point, and I don't understand why our government doesn't do more to protect our society and protect our youth. You know, I mean, there's bigger people out there making those decisions
that are very expensive.
So at the house, I've got a couple 12-year-olds and a 16-year-old, and I'm talking about the conversations that I hear going around. I had no clue about when I was that age. Not a clue. But it's the access to this internet, you know, and just different things that weren't available to us, man. Like
it's like a whole nother world that they have the availability to go out to that we don't really know about, right?
Right at their fingertips.
And I mean,
we didn't have that. We had encyclopedia. What else was
encyclopedia.
And I was
Encyclopedia Britannica.
I was not PC when I was 12 and 16, bro. I was not politically correct at all, bro. Like I said some words, you know, and I, you know, it was, man.
You ain't the only one.
It was on TV,
but
you know, it was just
this is what it was.
It's a different time. But I don't know if you're familiar with the show, if you got a chance to watch, but man, we are sports and technology, man. So
sports and technology.
we're gonna tap into it a little bit. Did you get to check out any of this March Madness that went on lately?
I did, man. You know, Baylor. Woo, Baylor.
Oh yeah,
they were impressive, weren't they?
Yeah, we're gonna get to those guys. I believe we're gonna get to those guys.
Was that somebody's pick in here?
Hey, I did call it, bro. Call a big baller. What's up? But you know, we're gonna we'll ladies first, right? So, you know, we had, you know, the Stanford Cardinals go out and do the dang thing. But before that game, man, it was a pretty big upset. And it was a pretty big topic around a certain foul, because I thought, honestly, that Baylor had a good chance to sweep the women's and the men's side.
I agree.
Right? And, you know, there was a pretty big foul in that UConn game at the end of the game, last shot, that caused them, or a foul that wasn't called, that caused them to not be able to move on, right? And they
Right.
lost by what, 1 point to UConn?
That's right.
Yeah. So the young lady should have been at the foul line. Hit on the wrist hard, not even hit on the wrist, just hit. It was
Yeah.
like by two players, and no foul call. And Baylor was sent home, but then
Well,
karma,
it was
ball
what it
don't
was.
lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
showed
UConn went up against Arizona, right? Which
Yes,
is
they did.
like a new kid on the block.
Yeah.
I remember when Arizona's basketball team was a team to watch back when Mike Bibby played with them. Just they had all the ballers on the squad, and they haven't been back to the tournament in a while. So it was kind of cool to see the women's team go as far as they did and kind of shock everybody by beating UConn and making it on to then lose to what's up with all these Pac-12 teams, man.
Stanford.
Pac-12 on both
going
sides,
in.
men's and women's sides were going in this year. Like, geez, but Stanford, man, Stanford Cardinals. We had Russell Wilson's sister out there balling. They said, I was listening to Janae and Mike, the little ESPN show they have on the radio, and or Shanae and Abumakwe, and
Close.
yeah, something like that. I'm trying to get it. But she was saying that she was like, man, I see why Russell Wilson's such a good quarterback. He said he's in the stands calling out everything during the game, bro. Like voice loud and clear. I was like, it's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it worked. It worked because they won that championship. So, but
Yeah.
man, I know. But yeah, y'all get a chance to watch any of those games on the women's side. I know Jonas picked Jackson State,
I
man.
picked Jackson State women's.
Yeah, Jackson State women.
Who got beat by Baylor.
Yeah.
It's one of the only handful that beat them.
Yeah,
this year.
that first game, man. They had a 16-game winning streak going in, but
they had a good streak going, and of the schools that beat them, if Mississippi State beats you, like that's if you're Jackson State and Mississippi State beats you, like the school is like 3 or 4 times the size, 3 or 4 times the recruiting opportunities. I mean,
it's not that bad.
But,
hey, Dion's over there now, so they might start getting a few more looks,
Yeah, I mean, he's not coaching Jackson State.
Yeah, but his kids are there.
Basketball.
His kids are there, though.
True, a little name recognition at the university. Especially a small town university like that. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a bad thing.
Basketball has a chance. Football is going to take. I don't think they'll have enough.
Man,
No
not
way.
in the
It's not gonna
spring.
happen.
Not this
No.
spring. I think in the fall they'll be all right.
Yeah,
they'll be all right.
In
Not
the
for
fall, no, they
Not-
go. Yeah, they're not Power
not for the
5
big
ready.
stage. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
good Lord, no. They get blasted.
Yeah, I think we did call 5-5 for the football team, right? But
Yeah.
on that men's side, Baylor, like you're saying,
Grown men.
out there, man.
They were impressive
Grown
against
men.
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was going to be a really good game,
I did too.
and turned out, man, it was. I mean, they dominated.
Yeah, you got some height on you. You hoop a little bit coming up.
Just in high school, and I went to a very small high school, so it was nothing impressive about it.
Hey,
Was
man,
that one of
I was
those
just out
everybody
there.
plays every sport in high
Yes,
school?
yes.
like required. If you're playing
Yeah.
sports, you got to play all of them.
Yes, we
Yeah.
need you on the team. We don't have enough
What'd you average? Like
in
4
basketball.
fouls? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got my share of fouls. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple points.
Maybe threw a couple in there.
Yeah.
Hey, what Jalen Rose called Skip Bayless Water Pistol Pete. That's hilarious, man.
Oh, Skip would be a shitty basketball player.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
There's no way.
nah, bro.
No,
So
that's funny.
Baylor, man, they everybody was talking about Gonzaga all tournament,
Yeah.
and they were putting it on
Right,
everybody they played, winning
Until
by
the end.
15 or more,
Yeah.
and then that UCLA
Until the
game,
end.
Yeah.
Woo!
UCLA, man, they took out my Spartans
man.
in that round, that
Yeah.
first 4 game, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
And you know
expected that
what?
either.
Michigan State had a 14-point lead on
Yeah,
UCLA.
man. So
Yeah.
they could have gone deep if they had gotten
Man.
past that squad.
You never know.
That's what's funny
Yeah.
about the tournament, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the UCLA coach was like, "We're UCLA. We're not underdogs. What are y'all talking about? We
That's
got more
good.
championships than just about anybody in this thing." So
That's good.
he's like, "We expect to be here." But
they
man,
had some dudes.
they had some dudes, man. And
Yeah,
but that,
Jaquez.
bro, I woke my son up.
Yeah.
There's a couple players.
You woke
Jersey.
Yeah, I woke my son up. I made my lady mad in the house because I was in the front. At least I thought I could
Yep.
yell a little bit. You know?
be cut up a little bit.
Bro, like when he made that shot, because I was
Yeah.
like, it's going to double overtime, right?
Exactly.
No doubt it's going
No
to
doubt.
double overtime. They
Yep.
just tied it up.
Yep.
Let's do the thing again. I'm
Yep.
getting comfortable
All
to
right.
watch another round, and I'm watching. I'm like, that's 3 seconds.
Dude,
He's bringing down court. He shoots this ball. I'm like, oh, that's like way in the stands. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah.
So I couldn't help but the
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm talking-
My house was the same way, man. Everybody's watching.
I couldn't help but to yell and let that one out. But man, that was a heck of a win and a great run by those guys, man. But you know, like I said on my TikTok video, remind me of the Patriots, man, when they had Randy Moss that year, undefeated. You know,
saw that
Yeah.
TikTok.
went up against a tough New York. You saw that one?
I saw that.
Yeah, man. You know, trying to come around on TikTok.
Yeah, trying to get some exposure.
Trying to come around on TikTok.
You comparing Gonzaga to undefeated Patriots?
Undefeated Gonzaga. I mean, there's something to compare there.
Yes, undefeated, and that's about it.
That's all I'm saying.
Their level of competition. And I think, you know, when you looked at it and you look at how badly they got bludgeoned,
Yeah.
like it was bad.
Yeah.
They got manhandled, bullied,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, well, who the fuck did they play? When you
Yeah.
go back and, you know, run down their schedule, you see like, well,
Yeah.
maybe we didn't take that all into consideration.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. But no, I'm saying at the same time, you know, they were challenged later on in the playoffs, in the tournament, like the Patriots were challenged later on in the season by the Giants. They pulled it out. They both pulled it out.
Barely.
But the next time they ran up against that test, they couldn't overcome, bro. They couldn't overcome.
The Patriots was in like Eli had to do something immaculate
Oh yeah.
to win. Like it was great. Gonzaga looked like they wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, against Baylor.
Like, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the only team that made them look like that.
And you know what? That might be a testament to Baylor because I mean that's how
Exactly.
good Baylor was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I felt like Baylor just was so much more athletic,
Absolutely.
and their defensive pressure was incredible.
Absolutely.
You know, and
They-
Gonzaga just couldn't handle it.
At all.
Grown man.
So what does that say about the Big 12?
It was a very good conference, and it has been for a while.
They've been right. I mean,
And I will say this, you know,
Yeah, Kansas. I mean, that's
you look at the Big Ten. Big Ten put 9 teams in the
Yeah.
tournament, right?
Yeah.
And they were all out by
by
Elite
8,
Eight,
by
Elite
8,
Eight,
definitely by 8. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the thing that's amazing about Gonzaga is I feel like the parity across the basketball,
oh yeah.
you know, the college basketball scene. I mean, it seems like the teams are much better across
Across the board, for
right?
sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when you feel like you're rolling in as an underdog, I mean, there's not that many underdogs anymore. I mean, there's parity there, and they can play with anybody.
Yeah.
Right. So,
And the kid that hit that shot was the youngest kid on that team. I
So
thought they were all
yeah,
like
he's
juniors
fr-
and
he's-
seniors, but he's a
He's
freshman.
a freshman. So
oh,
That
really?
kid is a freshman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he's a
very
beast.
poised kid. Yeah, bro.
did he come out?
I don't know. I'm
I
not
think
sure, but if he
that
did,
plays-
he's got a chance to play somewhere.
For sure. Yeah. I think that plays into what's happening with the parity. I
Yeah,
think you're getting a lot more kids in school that are staying now.
yeah. Oh,
It's,
and
it's rare.
And the other thing about NCAA basketball now is not only can these kids come out, but now they basically have free agency. There's like 1,000 kids on the transfer list right now.
that transfer portal.
Yeah,
Oh, they got transfer portal now?
Yeah.
But,
Transfer
is
portal.
that college wide? Just
Yes, it's
irre-
cross
yeah.
basketball, it's cross
Irregular-
football.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
any of the
Crazy.
major sports. I think the major 3 anyway.
It's
Major
crazy.
three, yeah.
And you know, they say the coaches hate the idea because basically your kid can get recruited in season.
I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
You're doing
By another
volleyball,
school.
so-
Or
I think it's
you know,
great.
on the other
It's
side of
great.
it,
Yeah, no, it is.
If the kid doesn't like how he's
Yeah.
being used,
Yeah,
or
I'm out.
he gets into some sort of problem with the coach,
Yeah.
peace.
Hey,
I'm
he's got
out
a little
here.
leverage,
Right?
He's got a little
Yeah.
leverage.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess they do that to combat the fact that these coaches can leave at any time
Exactly.
and go coach somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
I can recruit you and not recruit you.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Just
it's,
like that,
you
at
know,
my
it's,
discretion.
it's college. It's not second high school.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like you're there because
Yep.
because mama made you.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We understand.
Right.
It's a
Exactly.
privilege, right?
I mean, yeah. Well, it's a privilege,
No,
but it's also a
you can-
business
it's
decision,
both.
right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's both.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Exactly.
You know, it's not really.
Well, even more so now because of that.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
more so now. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have more agency.
I
You
love
have
that
more-
word.
You have more autonomy as a student
Yeah.
athlete now than what you did before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is a pretty
Well,
big,
you had it back
it's huge.
then. You just wasn't
had-
thought
right, you
about.
didn't
You didn't
know.
think like, which
and
is
it was
crazy.
well, it's like
Yeah.
a lot of things that have gotten a bump from technology.
yes,
Where it's not that you didn't have the ability to do it.
no doubt.
It's just that the portal
Uh-huh. Or the climate, the culture,
and the client,
a number of
and the knowledge that there's other schools out there and that
Yeah.
they're able to see YouTube clips of your big play or whatever. I
Mm.
mean, that stuff that makes a difference in your agency,
Yeah.
in your ability to make decisions outside of the tiny little bubble of
And we go
I'll be
back
honest,
to
I'll be honest with you. I hadn't even heard of Gonzaga before.
Yeah.
This year.
yeah. What's my
That's
guy?
awesome.
What's my guy that-
You're in South Mississippi. Gonzaga is not even on the radar.
As a kid, Adam, he was the first pick of the league.
Morris,
Adam
Morrison,
man.
Oh yeah,
Adam
yeah, with the
Morrison.
hair,
Yeah, bro.
Cheech and Chong, little brother.
Yeah.
Like, he was awesome. He had the best stash.
had the
Dog.
handlebars.
He had the
dog.
bar, bro. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
bro.
He's in China.
Oh yeah.
Killer.
Oh, is he playing?
Mhm.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Well, all of them, these guys aspire, to get to that next league. And we're not gonna go too deep into the NBA, but we gotta keep our eyes on the Luka watch, man. Gotta keep the eyes on the Luka watch, man. You a Mavericks fan? You get to watch him very much?
To tell you the truth, I don't watch the NBA very much at all. I have seen Luka play, and he seems like the real deal to me.
Yes.
But I really don't follow NBA basketball till about the championship.
Yeah, that's a Midwest thing, though,
Yeah.
man. When I went up to St. Louis, they're like basketball. What? Straight hockey and football up here, dude. Baseball, of course. Straight red,
Man.
right? Went to that field. It was a sea of red. I had never seen baseball fans that knew the game like that, right? Like fans here in Texas go to the game for business meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can
Fans
actually
in-
talk.
Yeah, fans in St. Louis go to the game to talk shit, dog, and watch the game,
And
dog. They're
yeah.
all red.
They're
like,
in.
I bought a blue St. Louis
That's
hat. I was
awesome.
like, they know I'm not from here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's funny, man.
No, I got so speaking of Luke, I got a little list. So
Yeah.
yesterday they released the top 25 under 25.
Yeah,
I'm sure you know who's at the top.
Luka, man.
Easy.
Hey, everybody's trying to take him out of Dallas.
Who's second?
Who's number 2? Man, top 25 under 25, man.
NBA. Who's second?
Can I get 2 choices here? 2 guesses?
Yes. 2 guesses.
Zion Williamson.
Ding. Easy.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
only needed one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Zion Williamson.
Okay, you got a bonus
is-
guess.
Hey, that guy's an animal.
He is thoroughbred.
He's like LeBron and what's my guy? He's played for Michigan back in the day, Tractor Trailer. He's like a blend of LeBron and Tractor Trailer, dog.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
bro.
That's good.
And like
He
but
is.
the thing what he's doing that nobody expected is he's facilitating, man.
That is
Like he's running the
a
offense.
surprise, actually.
But
Yeah.
I don't know why, because that's
But
what
it
he's
makes
been
sense.
doing. He's been since high school, he's point guard. He's just a big dude.
You just kind of put him in the box.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's big. He's gonna play down, and he has to have his game that's down there, and
He can.
have footwork, and he can. But goodness, him facilitating is deadly.
Yes.
Like,
So you're saying Zion Williamson is playing the guard at the NBA level?
man,
Yes. And very well.
Really?
at that
Very
size,
well.
and he gets going
Very
downhill.
I remember him at
man.
Duke, man. He was a monster down the paint.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's
And
what
so
they
it's
asked him
like,
to do,
yeah,
right?
who's going to stop him from there? Once
But-
the train gets going,
Yeah.
like, who
But
can
anytime you saw him bring the ball up the court, like he was always under control.
yeah,
Like he was
He can do
never.
it's impressive.
He's better than me. I tell you that.
That's not saying much like, at all.
Hey, we're gonna have to go 1-on-1, dog, or something. Play horse or something, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, and for the record, man, I've never won a horse game in my own house, dog.
Oh man.
That's sad.
That's funny.
That's sad. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But NBA, man, it's the standings have changed a little bit.
little
Brooklyn, James Harden's out for a while with a messed up hammy and injuries, man. They killed the
That
Lakers,
happened.
bro. Like they can't win anymore without
Not up.
AD and LeBron. They look like the Nick Van Exel Lakers. Like 97. Yeah, before
That's
Kobe and
funny.
Shaq arrived.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and I love Slick Nick, man. Slick and Nick Van Exel was my guy, by the way.
Yeah.
But no, don't want to talk smack.
But Brooke,
But I got
Brooke
some on my
You
list.
know,
still-
I probably date myself, but when I was really interested in the NBA,
What's that?
you remember the Bad Boys,
Oh yeah,
the Pistons?
Yeah.
I mean, that was when I was actually watching the NBA.
Duckworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick Mahorn, Isaiah
Yeah.
Thomas,
Bill
those guys.
Embiid.
Yeah.
Bill Lambier.
Yeah.
They had, and if you go back and you watch the, what is it? the show about Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it kind of talks about the battles that they had between the Bulls and the
Send him
Pistons.
to the weight room.
Yeah, man.
Send him
that
to the
was
weight
good.
room.
They weren't even trying to play defense on Jordan. They was like, hey, if he hits the paint, dog,
Hit him.
Oh, yeah.
elbows, bro. Like he is not getting a shot up today.
Right.
And I'm talking some dirty fouls, bro. Like, and they hit no flagrant, no nothing. Just 2 shots.
Normal foul.
Yeah.
2 shots for
you're on the
Michael
line.
Jordan.
It was almost like hockey, but it was like
Exactly.
basketball.
Yeah, they used to beat him up,
Yeah.
bro. He said he got in the weight room solely for the
Immediately.
Pistons.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Now,
Because
since
Bill
you
and Bill was
like-
not playing.
Speaking of that, like since you I'm sure you like that style. I know you obviously loved what Baylor did,
Right,
but
right.
you might like watching the New York Knicks now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They're a very
Like,
grimy team.
they're
Yeah.
grimy. They hustle and they scrap and they claw and they make it tough.
Yeah.
And they play defense.
Yep.
Like they're about that.
And they have a Dallas boy leading the show. Isn't he a Dallas boy?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randolph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randolph.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah.
Zach Randolph? Is it
No,
Zach?
No, it's not Zach.
That's
That's who I
Memphis.
thought at first. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh no, I
Okay.
can't say that. I can't say that.
Yeah.
It's not him. But yeah, he's a baller. He's a baller, man.
Nah,
But
New York, bro.
yeah, man. So the Nets, of course, now I guess the 76ers are back in first place because James Harden's down, and of course KD's still not playing.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that Twitter battle with KD and
Yeah.
what's my guy? The comedian.
What's that boy name?
I can't think. Anyway,
Yeah, it was good. KD went off.
Yeah, KD just went way off, man. Just bad. Just bad.
Rappaport.
Told him he's gonna spit him in his face.
That was Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, KD got fined for a Twitter battle.
With
What?
Michael
Yeah.
Rappaport. Yeah,
That's
they
funny,
went in.
man. That's funny. And then, of course, now we get to talk about some baseball. Back to it. I know we already talked about it a little bit, but man, just what's up with the Rangers, man? Like, how long? How long is it gonna take until we get out there?
I think it's going to be a couple years, man.
2 years.
This one might be a long one.
Yeah,
Telling me 2 years.
Hey, we need to start picking up some of the free agents because there's a lot of them out there, man. They can still ball. They just don't want to pay anybody, man.
Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Oh, yeah,
man.
Matt.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah,
Matt Kemp's right down the road.
Right down to each other.
Get us a banger. Somebody to protect Gallo, bro. They had the second baseman batting behind Gallo the other day.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a thin lineup, probably a lot of players that, were signed on the cheap,
Mhm.
that could fill in and play different positions. But at opening day, I was like, man, I left by the 6th inning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was just no excitement. There was no real atmosphere. And in a brand new stadium, there
Yeah.
really wasn't a cool atmosphere for an opening day.
Nobody expected to win.
The flyover was late.
Yeah.
The F-16s.
The flyover was late.
Oh, yeah, it was late.
That's how we're going to start the day.
But I get it. I mean, the Rangers have a huge investment in a new ballpark.
Yeah.
And, they didn't get a season last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of money lost to
Oh, yeah.
season ticket sales and whatnot,
yeah.
right?
So-
I mean, I get it, having a smaller payroll and because really the ballpark itself is going to generate some interest and fans are going to come out.
Yeah.
But it'll only be a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then you better put a winner out there.
Yes, sir.
If you want the fan support.
Man, we got some, Yasiel Puig. I'm not saying he's the best baller, but man,
Yeah, that's gonna bring
that's
some energy.
Some options, yeah.
Yeah,
Put some people in the stands.
yeah.
You put Matt Kemp out there, some people are gonna come watch.
Yeah.
Right? You got some pitchers that are still unsigned.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna come watch and throw. But back to that Billy Bean, those analytics, that money ball, right? And that's what the Astros did for years. The Astros were at the bottom of the league year after year, basically got kicked out the NL, came over to the AL and brought Nolan Ryan in, brought Justin Verlander, got my Jared Cole down there,
Yep.
got a couple championships, banged on some trash cans,
No doubt.
Had some buzzers on their chest.
And they're good for the next decade.
Yeah, bro.
We don't need nothing for
Hey,
it was a decade.
Fans are
We'll be
coming.
back.
Fans are,
Yeah.
and they're in denial. They
Yeah.
weren't cheating. Okay.
Yeah.
Run that back. Run that clip back. Turn that audio up. Turn that audio up. See what you see.
Right.
Right. But man, no, it was a very good conversation. Who's the best in the league now? Because there's someone that has better stats than Mike Trout. It's a young man in a very small market in Milwaukee by the name of Christian Yelich.
Man.
Right? and he was playing
That
with
little
a pretty.
sucker.
Just the fact, Miami Marlins, man, wasted a lot of talent. They had Yelich, they had Stanton, Ozuna, right?
Woof.
Yeah.
They had Gordon down there.
Gordon D, yeah.
Like they had a squad
They
down there.
did
That's like
have
the
a squad.
Expos all over again.
Yeah, and all those kids came eligible for arbitration, or were wanting a long-term deal, and that market they just can't support it down there for whatever reason. I mean, Miami just doesn't have the money so they have to move them.
They gave it all to Stanton. What
Yeah.
they gave it all to Stanton.
They
Is
gave
that
a
what
lot
they
to
did?
him.
They did,
and then
yeah.
you give none.
After that, it was like
you don't have any money to give to anybody
no,
else, right?
we're
And that's what gets me with Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
They just gave him what?
348
14 year? Was it 14 years?
14 years,
350?
342
or
million
40
or something like that.
240.
And
I don't
they,
even know what I'm going to be doing in 14
yeah,
years.
and then
Yeah,
they signed Machado to a big old deal,
Yeah.
right?
10 for 300.
And I'm telling you right now, it takes 25 guys to win.
Oh yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you're going to give all that money to two players,
Yeah.
how do you expect to pay your support staff?
Yeah,
Sure.
Right?
And you're not the Dodgers or the Yankees.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have good players 1 through 9, 1 through 25,
Yes.
right? They all have to have their role. They all have to
Yeah.
do their job to be on a championship team.
Yeah.
And when you spend all that money on a couple names, man, I think you're setting yourself up for failure.
Absolutely. But I mean, when they're used to it out there in San Diego.
San Diego. No big deal.
Hey,
We've been failing.
I haven't
What you
seen
mean?
a team spend it and win it like George Steinbrenner did back.
Steinbrenner.
Yanks?
Yeah. When he was
Dodgers?
with the Yankees, man. Well, yeah, they have been spending like crazy. You're right, and they're
Dodgers
winning
spending.
too.
They're winning.
They're winning,
Spending
They're
and
winning.
winning.
But yeah, man. No, so and then the Tatis injury, man,
Yeah.
went down. It was a shot. It looked like it was his
Shoulder.
wrist.
Separated shoulder.
But
He's
I've
separated.
done that. I've
Yeah.
done that. I felt that before.
Yeah.
Right. But I put that bat down and man, but it feels like your shoulder's about to slip out. Right? It's on the follow through. It's not, you swing, boom, and it's
Yeah,
here.
right there is like
Right there. Right. That
Loose.
labrum, man. He said they had a tear. He's on the 10-day, but there's no way he's coming back in 10 days if it's torn.
10
No,
day
yeah.
with a torn labrum.
No, it's a separated shoulder, supposedly, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
that is indicative to another problem, probably, right?
Yep.
That I mean, when you make a swing and you separate your shoulder,
There's some
I
weakness.
mean, there's something going on there where I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have to have surgery
yeah. Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, I mean, well, of course that's an insured contract, right?
I mean, you get
it's completely insured.
Yeah, thank God for
Right.
that.
You know, but
Baseball
I mean,
situation.
when you get into
When you play
long-term
baseball,
contracts like
something.
that, you just never know, right?
It's like my boy Carl Pavano, man. That boy won.
What do you
Signed with
do?
the Yankees like 5 years, like a pretty good sized deal, man. I think he pitched maybe a year and a half of that.
Solid
deal.
year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just
Man,
collected.
it's like, man, thank you. I'll do as much rehab as you need me to.
Yeah.
Keep sending those checks.
Well, you look at the local, with the Rangers, Rougned Odor.
Yeah.
Right. I
Got
mean,
nothing.
Odor?
out
he
of it.
was basically released,
Yeah.
and then he just was now traded to the
That's the
Yankees.
Yankees, yep.
Right. But I mean, he still had $24 million.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
in the club, we're
Give
like,
it up.
we don't have a spot for you.
Maybe
Mm.
get rid of it.
None.
So you can go home and we'll send you a check every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I mean,
We don't have a spot for you.
yeah.
He
But
dropped
we
some
owe you
bombs, but
24
his biggest
mil.
hit was on Batista, man. That's the biggest hit.
That was
in his
the
whole
biggest
career,
hit.
man.
That is
Really
one of the
was.
things that
Straight
made him
up.
famous.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
That went
I was
viral.
fired up when he did that.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved to have done that myself.
Yeah, because that guy, man, remember Hacker was on, he was like, man, he didn't like bat flips. And then until he understood
Oh yeah.
playing over in Japan for a while, he understood what it was about.
Oh,
Just enjoy the game.
But because Batista was like that,
bat
you know,
flip in America,
they're not
bro,
about
you're
that.
getting hit.
Oh,
If
Man.
you're not getting hit today,
you're
you're
getting
getting hit tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, next time I face you.
Hey, and
You're
Batista
taking
had
one.
epic bat flips.
Oh my gosh.
I would-
standing there-
Epic, like sick.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, bro.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see somebody right now bat flip on Nolan Ryan.
Oh,
Let's see what
Oh,
happens. Can you
right
imagine
now.
that?
no, that's not happening.
mean,
It needs to happen
that's not
for
happening.
marketing purposes alone. for marketing purposes
It's a
alone.
huge marketing plan.
Hey, this is
No, Ryan
baffled.
got a grown man in a headlock and went to
Right.
town, dog.
Like you're probably going to get hit. But
Yeah,
it's going to be worth it.
it's,
Yeah.
yes.
We're going to make it
Oh,
worth
yeah.
your while.
Yeah, you know,
Baseball's going to be relevant for like a week.
Hey, Nolan might
and a
catch you
half.
before you get to first base, man. If you try to backflip on Nolan, bro. Nah, man. And yeah, so another young. He's not even young anymore. I honestly thought it was going to be a Samson situation when he cut his locks off. I didn't think he was going to be good anymore.
Who this?
Jacob DeGrom. Jacob
Oh,
DeGrom.
DeGrom.
man. He is statistically, he's
Uh-oh.
one of the top 1 to 2 pitchers of all time right now.
Really?
Yeah. And playing on it's odd because his winning percentage is like right around 500,
No kidding.
right? But everything else that he's doing from a stat standpoint, he's one of the best 2 pitchers of all time, bro.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Jake DeGrom, New York Mets,
32
bro.
years old. Yep.
Yeah. And he's been doing it for a while now.
I was gonna say, how many years is he in?
Is
Is he a
he's been up
6-year
there for
guy?
good.
Is he 6 years?
I want to say more than that. I want to say about 8 to 10 years. He's been there for a while since he was young. You know, they were the young flamethrowers up there for a while.
Yeah.
You know, with
7.
Syndergaard and 7 years.
This is 7.
Man. So right between 26. But yeah, man. No, he's you know, he's a stud, man, and he's been doing it. I just wanted to know your thoughts. Have you had a chance to really just break him down and look at him a little bit?
You know,
Man.
no, I haven't. I don't really watch a lot of baseball. I'm
Yeah.
busy doing other stuff.
Oh yeah,
But I mean,
It takes time.
And you know, I can't even watch the Rangers now because I have I have YouTube TV and all the games are on with this Bali network or whatever. So we can't even get the Rangers games.
Yeah. man.
But you know, I mean, I've been able to catch the Yankees and Phillies and the Braves, and of course the Dodgers. I mean, you see them on TV every night. It seems like.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I've seen DeGrom pitch, and he is a good pitcher. There's no question about it. And he'll be one of those kids. Unless the Mets have locked him up to a long term. I mean, he'll be on the free agent market here soon.
Yeah.
And you know, you'll see another $300 million deal for a starting pitcher that pitches once every 5 days.
Goodness.
Once every
Yeah.
5 days,
Yeah.
man.
Hey,
It can really only
Not bad.
affect 162 game schedule. That starting pitcher can only affect possibly like 25 to 30 games.
yeah.
Right
Every 5th day.
Yeah.
And then in
Every
October,
5th day.
in October. Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
you get.
You got to get there.
That's like
But you gotta-
250 million of the 300 million.
Right.
It's really for October.
Yeah.
It's really for-
Unless your name is Clayton Kershaw.
Shit.
Yeah, he's getting paid for regular
My-
season.
oh,
Yeah,
my God.
Best of luck in the playoffs. But
Nah, you
Yeah,
finally got
man.
over it.
yeah, no, that's all good.
So, speaking, so you mentioned the Braves, and all right, so this is not a political question at all, but you know, with some stuff that's happened recently in Georgia, there has been this. There was a threat made to take away MLB's
All-Star game.
They did.
no, it's to take away their exempt
Antitrust.
status for antitrust, right?
Oh wow.
So first of all, I had no idea that MLB was exempt from antitrust. Never occurred to me to ask.
Can you explain
is
this
that?
to me?
No, I was actually hoping you could explain it to me.
Wait, what?
Okay, so antitrust is basically, to put it as simply as which is actually as complicated as I can put it, is you know, like we had Microsoft and we had the Bells back in the 70s, where you have what they're calling a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so antitrust is the legislation that is designed to prevent a monopoly from abusing its power. So I didn't actually know that until just a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That the point of that legislation is not to prevent monopolies from existing. You can have a monopoly all day long as you're, you know, treating everybody fairly.
Yeah.
But antitrust is designed to prevent a company or an organization from abusing monopoly status. And so what I was wondering though was, how do you figure that MLB needs to be exempt from antitrust in the first place? Is it really a monopoly? Is that the only game in town, literally? Or is it
Literally it is, yeah.
Yeah,
I
basically.
mean, MLB
From
is
that standpoint.
basically the
There's
only
nowhere else.
game in town.
So if you're a professional baseball team in the US, you basically have to play under MLB's.
No,
Ages.
there's independent balls,
No,
you know,
But-
and that's typically
like-
in small towns, right? So if you're an independent club trying to come to, you know, Dallas,
Right.
I mean, we have them, right? The Grand Prix
Right.
Air Hogs, but you see, they got no attendance,
Right.
because you have the Rangers right down the street.
Right.
You've got the AA team in Frisco. Like,
Right.
it's gonna be real tough to get people out there.
Yeah. But
Right.
you played minor leagues. You played minor leagues, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So is that not big difference between pay scale, quality of services,
most
how many
definitely.
people.
Yes.
So
It's a huge
so
difference.
really, if you're trying to really play pro ball,
MLB.
baseball, you got to go to MLB.
Oh.
So it really is a
Monopoly.
really is a monopoly.
Yes.
1000%.
But that's just like NFL,
NFL
or
monopoly.
NBA or
Right.
any other major,
Yeah.
sports, NHL.
That-
You have your
yeah.
minor league teams all over the place.
So
Right,
so I
but
guess
they're not
the
gonna-
question then to me would be, how did we figure that making a special exemption for a sports organization was going to be a good idea?
It goes way back to like the 1930s, I
Okay,
believe, as far
okay.
as antitrust is concerned. But basically, it is a mechanism where
Mhm.
they are a monopoly,
Right.
and it helps them with special exemption status that no one else can really. I mean, you got like Apple and you got Microsoft, right?
Right.
Two huge companies
Right.
that kind of same platform, right? Why is there only an MLB? There's no
Right.
competitor to MLB,
Right.
and the only way that there is something else other than MLB is the professional ranks, the lower levels of the minor
Right.
leagues or the independent organizations. So, I wish that all these sports industries would just do what they've been designed to do
Right.
and stay out of politics.
Right.
I wish that they would go and play their games and entertain the
Right.
people that are going to see them play. And because you know what, in reality, the fans are going to see these different
Absolutely.
games
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
they're trying to get
Because of
away from
entertainment.
everyday reality,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get
And
away for 2 to 3
what's
hours,
on the TV.
100%.
right?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest hang up with it all is,
Right.
is these organizations, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever it may be,
Mhm.
just do your job, man. Just go play the game and entertain people.
Yeah.
Do your damn job.
Have your own opinion
Fine.
with your inner circle or your friends or whatever. You don't need to go out and
Mhm.
throw it all over Twitter and
Yeah.
all this other stuff.
But yeah, that's we're kind of strayed into politics for
Yeah.
sure.
'Cause
We
that-
kind of
'cause
tend to
it's-
stay out of,
It's,
but
it's
Right.
there.
let's
Yeah.
it is.
Because-
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I was going to say is we can't really fully separate
Nope.
that.
Because it affects
But-
livelihood.
But again, to not get into a discussion of who's right and who's wrong in terms of politics, but you mentioned like social media, Twitter,
Mhm.
and we had talked about earlier. That's a big part of building your brand as a professional player or even a pre-professional player. Is that something that like if I want to shoot my mouth off about what I think is the right thing to do or not the right thing to do, that really just affects me
Exactly.
because nobody cares what I think. But
But somebody does. No.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
sure somebody does.
We
But
care.
I appreciate that, Jay.
Yes.
But if you're an up and coming athlete, especially if you're somebody who's a college ball player who's potentially a first round draft pick or something like that, or if you're a hot new rookie, or even a Nolan Ryan
Mhm.
or somebody who's been around for a while.
Mhm.
Where do you as people who have been in the limelight more than I have in that regard, like where do you draw the line between what's my business brand?
I knew it was coming.
It's
that first Wednesday.
It's first Wednesday. They got to do the test.
No, we're listening.
But yeah, where do you draw the line between the brand of a Mark Clayton or Tim Crabtree as a professional and a ball player versus the person who has what for anybody else would be a private opinion, basically, that that you
Makes
just
sense.
talk about your
It depends on where you are. Because part of it is if you're going to go down the road of voicing my opinion,
right.
whether political or religious or whatever that is,
Sure.
you have to expect and know there's some opposition and
Right.
just friction that's going to come with it.
Right.
If you have not made a name for yourself, you've not secured the bag or bags or whatever,
Right.
that may hinder somebody wanting to deal with that in their organization.
Fair
So-
enough. Yeah.
Strategic about how you say something, or don't say shit at all.
Yeah.
For the ones who has been there, done that,
Right.
I feel like I can speak for my people or whoever I grew up with or whatever that is. They can do it because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if I get fired, I'll be all right.
If you're Zeke,
you
you
can
can act
do
crazy on the
it.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends.
But if you just
So you're saying if you do the crime, you got to do the time.
Indeed. Well,
If you're willing to
And-
go to bat for it, like-
and or going
Take the
up
hit.
top, like at Oklahoma. So the guys collectively went to coach, like, "Yo, coach, this is how we feel about whatever the topic was." And as a team, they've dealt with a number of different kind of issues that were political collectively.
Right.
That means we're all in together. I may not even really agree with this, but I appreciate you putting on the table, and we're gonna rock with you.
Right.
And then when we go play on Saturdays, you're my boy.
Right.
And so, it's weighing kind of your scenario and your situation and where you're at and where you're trying to get to before.
right.
Is it worth
Let
it?
that shit
Before you just shoot your mouth
Is
off,
it-
you might
is it
wanna
worth
think about
Think about
what
this
the
shit.
cost of that
want
might
to
be.
think about
Young
the
man.
ramifications.
Yeah. What do you think, Tim? You kind
I
of
think so as well. You don't want to create controversy, right?
right.
He talked about baggage, right?
Yep.
And there's that what they're saying that any press is good press, whether it's
Mhm.
bad or whether
Yeah.
it's good, right?
Yeah.
But I
which seems to be very true if you're not very good at anything else.
right.
Yeah.
I go back to the days before social media, and
Right.
you guys remember Albert Bell, right?
Oh my gosh.
Super controversial.
I mean, he was very controversial,
Yeah.
right, with some of the stuff that he did on the field and whatnot.
Fernando Vina, like I can see it right now.
Yeah.
It's like destroyed that dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all remember that play, but you can go back on YouTube, but I'm sure.
Right, right. And so, I mean, I personally, as a teammate, I want to stay away from that stuff as much as I possibly could, because I got 24 other guys in here who all have opinions, and they're varying opinions, and
No
some
doubt.
might agree with you, some might not agree with
Right.
you. It does you no good. I mean, when your job is to go out and compete, and you need to be a cohesive unit, right?
Right.
That has one goal, and that's to win a game and continue to win and go to the playoffs or whatnot.
Right.
So it is really a brotherhood, and it doesn't matter what color your
Right.
skin is or anything like that. I mean, we are there as a team, united to try to have a common goal, right? And I'm just, I just think Tom Izzo, great example.
Mhm.
Tom Izzo, social media,
Yep.
zero
Right.
tolerance for social media during the season.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, I mean, I've seen some social media posts where, kids might make a post, and all these Twitter trolls and all these other people out there, man, there's stuff that they're saying that you would never say in front of that post.
Oh,
Yeah.
1000%.
Never
I
say.
assure you, somebody
Absolutely.
saying that would never say that in front of somebody.
Oh,
Absolutely.
no, it's crazy, man.
They ain't got balls like
You
that.
know?
People
No.
are extremely brave.
They got digital balls.
Miles away.
You got digital balls.
Digital balls.
That's
What they call them, keyboard captains or
Yeah.
Whatever you
I-
wanna call it.
It's like, come on, bro.
Golly.
It ain't that
Come on,
crazy.
man.
Come on, get out of that closet, man. You tripping right now.
But it's really, I would guess it's not unlike if you're working even at the grocery store. I mean, when you're there, you're working for the grocery store.
Yeah.
You're not working for Jonas. You're not working for
Yeah.
one party or another party or
Yeah.
anything like that. You're working for the grocery store, and you
Absolutely.
focused on what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And
If you
so,
rely on
like,
that for your livelihood, if you're working at the grocery store,
Right.
chances are you're not financially set.
You're not
Like,
you don't have
you're
that
not
long
gonna,
money.
you don't have the option to be like, fuck
Right.
this. I ain't coming in for like 6 months. I'm
so
good.
my message to like kids that aspire to play professional sports, it's like, look, it's a million people out here that can play this game very well,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but it's not a million people that know how to act professionally.
Yep.
Right.
True.
It's about representing the shield, representing the brand,
Organization. Yep.
right? Doing what is for the betterment of the team, for the entire league.
Yep.
Right. And also being good at this game.
Right.
Right. But that professional, it's not sports professional. I mean, I guess you could say that, but
Right.
our ball player professional is professional ball
Ball
player.
player.
You
Right.
must be a professional
level of
first and
professionalism.
foremost. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. That goes
Right. You can be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Right. But if you don't have it right up here, you're never gonna get a chance to do what you aspire to do.
Yeah.
And
well,
you know, I think that's-
there's some.
yeah,
Right.
there's some. I don't. They
There
fall through the
been some-
cracks. They fall
They're
through-
like some. They
I don't
will
know
get
how-
they'll get a chance if
I
they're
don't know
that
how
good.
Ray
If you
Caruth
that
made it.
good,
I don't know how Ray
right.
Caruth made it, man.
Randy Gregory. Hey, what's up?
Oh man, bro.
Hey, them boy. Hey,
Not even.
I mean, we could keep going. There's a
yeah,
list
it's a list.
of dudes that
But
absolutely.
don't bet on you being that guy.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Like, don't bet on you being that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't get caught. Like,
yeah. I'm not saying no more names. Might come
That's
looking
all.
for me.
I just mind my
I'll just say that I'm really, really glad that we didn't have social media. when
Holy
I was-
shit.
Like when I was in the military,
Could've
like we didn't have to worry about that.
Bro, it's a
because
different day.
it's almost
changed
enticing
the game.
too. Like especially for a young competitive dude, like
Yeah.
to want to respond, to want to like say something.
Hey,
like,
or
I
you
feel
could-
like I gotta say
You could
something.
do
Like,
like KD, man, and make these fake accounts.
yeah.
KD made like
Yeah.
5 fake accounts.
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
start smashing, like talking
Yeah.
smack. You know, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
You remember the days
A lot
when
of those
you
are.
got the newspaper delivered to your house?
Yeah.
I mean, back when I was playing, that's how we got our news.
Oh,
was,
yeah.
right? Newspaper,
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
right. And I'd read the Fort Worth Star Telegram,
Mm.
and I typically would read it on days after I had pitched. I had done well,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and then on a day when I
Right.
gave it up or whatever, hey,
Hey,
paper
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need
We're
to
good.
listen to these
We're good.
reporters'
I'm not
opinions
turning,
today.
no
Yeah.
TV today.
Yeah.
You know, no, I remember like waking up Saturday mornings after high school football and walking to the newspaper stand. If I played a
Absolutely.
couple quarters. I might take 2 papers
Stats,
today.
baby. Yeah.
You know, grab
Leading
a couple-
receiver.
Yeah, man. You
I
know.
was
Leading
usually
off.
just checking
Good
the
old days.
arrest reports to make sure the name wasn't in there. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah,
you
man.
know it if your name was in the arrest report.
Yeah, so we are
Yeah.
sports and tech, man. We love to talk about a lot of sports, and we don't want to go too deep into the next hour, but we got to keep the party rolling, man. Jonas, there's a lot to talk about. I just want to say, man,
a lot has happened.
XRP happened this week for sure.
XRP happened,
But I don't know if that was the
and,
topic, but I just wanted to throw that out there real
well,
quick.
I mean, that's something we have followed a lot
Yes.
since
We're
we've
gonna
been doing
continue
this.
to follow
Yeah,
that.
and we're going to continue to follow.
Absolutely.
That's the future.
With a magnifying glass.
Yeah, well, I mean, so all of the I guess what I would call the top choice, the choice cryptocurrencies had a nice bump.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
But you're right. XRP has
It's 45%.
a jump. That's not a
Jeez.
bump. That's a jump.
There's a jump.
I think it was over 45%, right?
It's catching up, and so the market's divided between essentially Bitcoin and then altcoins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything
Bitcoin
else.
always leads, altcoins kind of follow, but XRP it's really impressive because of everything that's going on the back end,
Right.
Mhm.
like legally. But if you was to looking at other altcoins, you've seen from January to today, really those 500, even 1,000, like Theta, it's probably up. I don't know, like 3,000%, some
Wow.
insane. And over
So
the
some
last
of
2
them
years,
are
like 20,000%.
wacky.
Like
Yeah.
so you've been seeing it, but
They also go
XRP is a
down
laggard.
wacky amounts too.
Well, yeah, except Theta, but we're in a new realm where the institutional capital is playing.
Right.
It
right.
did not play in the prior, 12 years.
You didn't
So
see Citibank putting serious
Projection.
cash into
into
whatever coin.
You didn't see JP Morgan,
didn't see JP
BlackRock
Morgan, yeah.
saying, "Oh,
Right.
we're really offering
right.
to our high net." We're like, "No, we didn't
So-
see none of this."
Yeah,
JP and Bank of America both are in the XRP game, right?
Bank of America has patents with Ripple
Yeah.
on blockchain products, which
Yeah.
is pretty badass. I
Yeah.
mean, for
The thing is,
Somebody
you
that's into
still
that.
can't trade XRP like on a
US platforms.
US
yeah,
trading platform.
it's funny
right?
how that happens, huh?
and yet the valuation of XRP is still going
Going
up.
up.
Yep.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
how does
Why is that?
how does that happen?
Well, first of all, 90% of XRP trading happens outside of America. 90% of it. Only 10% of XRP trading happens in America, which is
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now,
But
how many,
yeah,
how many of those are using ExpressVPN to appear like they're in Hong Kong?
1,000. Yeah. Anybody who
I mean,
knows.
not,
Yeah.
I mean, those like
I have
not.
no examples.
Oh, that's not how you
to-
bought
to-
yours. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
convinced.
man.
I can neither confirm
I'm
nor
telling
deny.
anybody who knows game, they are in the game and they're in the game through
doing well.
VPNs.
When it's in the game, it's in the
They're in the
game.
game
Like
through
EA
VPNs.
Sports, dog.
Because they know it's
Yeah, that's serious.
crazy how that one, the United States of America, which is awesome and hella powerful, brought it to a halt. Whereas
Everyone else is thriving.
China,
Right.
Switzerland, UK,
France.
Australia, France, Singapore, Japan, they've all said like, hey, this currency this
Legitimate.
digital currency is the currency. It's not
Right.
secure. Yet United States is like,
Right. And the interesting thing about that, we kind of, I don't think we use these words. I've developed this sense, but we were talking about that XRP is almost a sacrificial
lamb in this,
that legitimized a
It
lot
will.
of the rest of the cryptocurrency world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's going.
Except that
It will.
it's not dead.
It's
Yeah.
not that.
It's growing big time.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Didn't Tesla just come out with saying, "Hey, you can buy one of our cars with Bitcoin"? now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So very recently,
Absolutely.
was Tesla
That's-
letting you buy car with
Bitcoin.
cryptocurrency. Was it
It's
just
Bitcoin in particular. Yeah. Yep.
So
Bitcoin. And they're holding
there was
it.
that, and then there was it PayPal, right?
Yes.
PayPal is now
They're starting to
letting
let
you-
merchants
right
transact.
let you do transactions.
Yes, in digital currency.
with cryptocurrency. Yeah,
Yep.
digital currency. Yeah,
Yep.
let's call it digital currency.
Digital
That's
currency.
right.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I like to call it.
So
Yeah.
so when I hear so I have some I know some people who are like hardcore old school economists, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, this cryptocurrency thing is just a fad. It's going to collapse, and everybody's going to be left holding the bag, and,
Yeah.
and it's going to be awful, and
Right.
and
Right.
you're all going to regret this.
Yeah.
And these are really smart people. Like, these are not stupid people. These
No
are
doubt.
these are published,
Absolutely.
well-known names who think this, but at the same time, it's still
Are
happening.
they bankers? Are they bankers?
This is
And are they involved
this is still going
in the
on.
trading?
And,
Right.
and some of the
How much
things
do
that
they
they
have?
Yeah.
well, and some of the things that they talk about as being the downside of going crypto is that there's no way to freely trade.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Like buy a McDonald's burger, buy some donut holes. That's even better.
Why isn't it?
Well, it is now.
Yeah, I was like,
Always,
yes, it
all you gotta
is.
do is convert it back.
If you can pay with PayPal,
Absolutely.
PayPal has little debit cards that you can pay off
Absolutely.
the PayPal balance. So
Yes.
if you've got cryptocurrency that's attached to your PayPal account,
That's right.
well, you can
You
buy donut
swipe
holes
it.
with the
That's right. Right.
I
What you
mean,
say, Mark? You can what?
Swipe that thing. Hey, swipe that thing. Yeah. Or you
but
would-
okay.
Yeah.
So the flip side of that question, I really
Yeah.
didn't intend to talk about XRP this morning.
Oh,
Hey, I had to throw that out there though, man. I'm just excited about it. It's
The
crazy.
flip side
That's big tech.
concept though is okay. So let's drop the digital part of this that some people find very confusing, and let's just
Okay.
talk about old school stuff like gold.
Yep.
Okay. If you knew that there was going to be a shortage of gold, like we were going to run out of gold
Yeah.
or something, okay,
Yep.
you'd expect that the value of gold is going to go up.
Yep.
Or it's just volatility. Like it's not that it's going to run out, but we don't know what's going to go on with the supply.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's going to box some of it up somewhere.
Right.
So there's a lot of volatility there. It's going up, it's going down,
Right.
but we think it's going to go up long term.
Right.
Alternatively, you have regular paper dollars that you can buy your. So you got a pocket full of gold
Mhm.
and you got a pocket full of dollars, same amount.
Yep.
The dollars, are not going to go up.
Yeah.
It's going to be $1 tomorrow. It was $1 yesterday. It's $1 2 years from now.
Actually, that dollar was like $1.
Actually, it's probably going to go
25
down.
cents like 3 years ago.
Versus
Right.
a pocket full of gold that you have every reason to believe is going to go up in value
Right.
the more time goes by.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you go to buy donut holes, are you going to buy donut holes with dollars?
Yep.
Or are you going to buy with gold?
Mm.
All I know, when
Dollars.
you go do that, I want you to make sure you got that on video. When you pull out that
Oh,
gold
that
nugget,
gold.
and you buy your donut holes, I want to see what they say to you.
We should do a video of that.
But
But
we'll take this.
it's actually going to prove the case for digital currency.
Right,
But-
right.
Let's go drop a chain on the counter and be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
give me 3 donut holes.
Let me get through all
That's
that.
some cheap change.
Yeah, cheap chain. Or some great
That's a
donuts.
transaction fee.
Oh
What's
my
the chance
God.
there that the donut hole seller
Yeah.
Oh, we only take cash.
Oh, 100%.
Cash on
That'd be
her.
that'd be a cool
Better
video.
yet these days with
Would be.
Yeah.
you got a credit card because we can't handle cash because of COVID
Yeah.
for some reason.
It's like,
So
hold on.
you need to swipe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I had
Yes.
I had years ago, and I'm still looking for more of these. But I used to keep a handful of those little gold dollars, the little gold
Oh,
Susan B.
like
Anthony
the
dollars, or whatever it was.
yeah. Yeah.
And I'd give them out as tips.
Right.
Was it real gold?
Like if you're going to the same place, like especially if you're traveling a lot, and you're going to the same place, like people aren't going to remember you because you don't come in all the time. You're not a regular.
Right.
But if you're going to be coming back, you can do a little something like that to cement your memory. You know?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that would
mind-
do it.
I wouldn't mind being like John Wick.
yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
And his gold
You got the coins.
Yeah.
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 That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I would
Yeah,
Are
have
you know?
that-
Are you
have
real?
that,
Are you sure you want to use this one? Are you sure?
I wouldn't mind having
man.
that car.
That card.
It's pretty legit.
Uh,
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, dude.
All right. Well, let's
So-
talk about something else.
Yeah. What we got? What we got?
All right. So I got a long list, but let's try to keep it light.
Yeah.
Keep it light.
I like the light conversations. That usually
I
leads
like
us to
dark
a-
shit. Like, tell us how the world's gonna end.
Well, I got
That's why I
something
want-
that may be a little of both. So there's a new thing from MIT. MIT is always doing some
Lots of
crazy
geniuses
stuff.
over there.
Yeah.
Lots
Can I
of
see that
geniuses.
screwball, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
MIT has created a zoom lens that doesn't require movement. So it's a lens like you put in a camera or your phone or whatever, and it doesn't require the lens to physically move to zoom. Now, if you're like me,
Really?
you probably don't even think about the zoom in your phone moves. But if you remember the old cameras that zoom, Renee, you might be interested when it gets real. Like that, you used to have to zoom. That lens would go.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But how does it judge the timing of when to zoom? Is it, I guess, when a
So
person
it's-
talks for so long, then you want to?
Well, it's not a Zoom meeting.
No. I'm saying like zoom into that person, right?
No, it's controlled. So it's a prototype. Obviously, they just developed it, but it's controlled with like there's electrical. They have an electrical grid around it, and the way it works is it's basically a phased array. So when it's, I guess I'm gonna totally blow the engineering here,
Yeah,
but basically when it's normal, the lens is like closed.
Yeah.
And when it's on zoom,
Yeah.
like different pieces of the lens like turn off.
Yep.
And so,
does
you
it
get
enhance?
more, and so it enhances the thing. And so the cool thing about that is like one of the reasons why your phone has to be as thick as it is, aside from the battery, is that there has to be a little bit of space in
for
there
that
for
thing
that phone lens to move.
Huh.
That's why the razor sucked.
That's why the razor. That's right.
Straight up.
The razor and there was another one that, like, if you dropped it a couple of times,
It was
Done.
done.
yeah, you could shake it. You could hear that lens
Yeah,
rattling around. in there.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's a big deal for small form cameras,
Right.
because
You
you
go
don't
thinner.
have to, they can be thinner, they can be smaller, they can actually be more.
They can match the OLED now.
Yeah, well,
Like,
and it makes
it'd be
the,
crazy.
like if you have a remote camera like the PTZ cameras that you for security cameras and things like that, it simplifies the operation of that, because you, instead of having to have this complicated mechanical thing to zoom,
Mhm.
you can just have a little electronic thing to remote control the zoom.
So it'll be the best pen camera one could ever have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
Like,
could probably just,
my pen camera.
yeah, right.
So is this camera gonna go into the new
gems.
iPhones and stuff like that? Is that what you're saying? or-
I would not be surprised if
Yeah.
they're not
They're
already trying to
testing.
sell this
Definitely
to Apple or somebody.
It's already at version 14.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
That's it.
Actually, what they'll do is, because this is how MIT people operate. They'll take that IP from developing that, create a little startup that has
Mhm.
nothing but the idea,
and
and raise like $10 bazillion,
Yep.
and then
and develop it out a little bit further, and then sell the company for $10 bazillion dollars more
top of that.
on
Yeah.
top of that. And
Yeah.
I ain't blame him.
and
Yeah.
they'll go to the Bahamas or wherever.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Man.
Was it what's that island that Ja Rule and
Right.
Fire?
Oh, the Fire Fest.
Fire Festival.
Oh, that was a good documentary. By the
Yeah,
way.
it was great.
Oh, it was
That was
great.
great, man.
That
Yeah.
was yeah.
I'll get you some of that.
Let's bring it
Right
back.
on.
So
Let's do
okay,
it.
so I know we're running way over time, but
Oh,
I
good.
gotta get you with something fun.
Yes.
So scientists, those crazy scientists, they're a
I
bunch of
love the
party
scientists.
animals.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
There's a group in
Bad at
in-
giving directions though. But
Just the words are too long. I mean,
The words are too long.
If they use
Like
like
what?
regular
So-
words, you would get
So they had this idea that grizzly bears, like people talk about like if you're getting chased by a bear, you need to do this or you need to do that. Like if you're getting chased by a black bear, you need to turn around and just jump at him because he's gonna turn around and run.
I'm kidnapped
If
if
you're
I'm
getting-
getting chased by a bear.
If you're
dog.
if you're getting chased by a grizzly bear, you're supposed to like play dead because and hope he'll leave you alone.
hope.
Yeah, and if you're getting chased by a polar bear, see if you can kill yourself because he's going to eat you no matter what.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, so they
I would never
said
be
that they
my
wanted to see
Ever.
how fast the grizzly bears were and like how much endurance they have and things like that because they know that they move around. We know that they can move pretty fast, but
Yeah.
they wanted to, they're scientists. They want to
Yeah.
be we want to be precise about this.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
So,
Analytics, baby.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get some grizzly bears and put them on a treadmill.
Shut the fuck up.
How big was this
Are you
treadmill?
serious?
First of all, bro.
So
Seriously.
the number one result that they got out of this study was that grizzly bears don't like being on treadmills.
I can see that.
I'm pissed off trying to do everything.
Conclude the study.
Just start beat the treadmill. Boom. Right. Beat the treadmill.
Smash the treadmill, smash some sandwiches. Okay, well we're done with that one.
Who's the guy
Wow.
that they paid to put the grizzly bear on the
Like-
treadmill?
Right.
Yeah, what
What
was that like? Yeah.
Yeah.
They like build
I would
a
like to see the
like a
experimental
gate
setup.
path like all the way through.
Oh man, now that's great, man.
I mean, you can just see the grizzly bear being like, man, this shit ain't going nowhere.
yeah.
I'm looking at these scientists like with their robes on and their pads and they're like ready to document this
ready,
shit for
bro.
real.
Right,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they're sitting over there.
Y'all are
He's definitely
serious.
pissed off. He's pissed off.
That's what he said.
Let's cut this.
Yeah,
All
so,
right, all
so
right.
they did actually get some useful information out of this. Although they did say that grizzly bears do not like to be on treadmills. But they did find out that grizzly bears, oddly enough, are sprinters, not endurance runners.
Yeah, I'm
So-
a
Get
grizzly
tired.
bear then, dog.
So as long as I keep enough distance that I can keep out ahead of him,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good.
I'm good to go.
You
So
got
how
50
fast-
miles in you.
How fast do they go? Like 30 miles an hour or something?
Yeah, they said that they can go. They can peak at 30 miles an hour.
So is that
What?
Is that like the Usain Bolt grizzly bear,
30.
or is that the average grizzly bear?
I'm thinking that's probably the Bolt.
That's the Bolt grizzly.
Fuck.
So
Well, they're averaging what, like
That's
25, 27?
That's still pretty fast.
That's
Yeah,
fast as fuck.
bro.
Does it depend on how hungry they are?
I guess
Man.
Yeah,
so.
right. Like is that just before hibernation when they put on some weight?
Yeah,
Or is
or
that post-hibernation when
post-hibernation?
they're hungry?
yeah, you better get out of the way,
Lean.
bro. You better
Right.
jump in a car.
They're lean.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny, but one of the this is one of those things like most of the results are like, yeah, duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
who-
grizzly bears don't like
you
to be on
seriously
treadmills.
gonna put a
Okay,
grizzly bear on a
nobody
fucking
does.
treadmill?
Yeah.
They prefer to take, gentle sloping paths instead of climbing straight up the hill.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Normally they don't run very fast. They're just kind of poking
Yeah.
around looking for food.
Can they climb
Well,
trees?
Duh. Yeah.
Can
it
they
has to
climb-
be a
they
pretty
climb
big
trees?
tree.
Okay.
There's a
Can they-
grizzly bear we're talking about here now.
Yeah.
That was it.
They're
Like,
like, they're like bigger than all 6 of us put together.
Yeah, it's like
No
500,
doubt.
600,
No doubt.
700 pounds right
but I
there.
figured there's somewhere where the trees are.
Yeah, but
like,
if you're in the
that's-
redwood forest,
Exactly.
they might eat one of them trees.
they can
I don't know.
get up that thing.
Yeah. bears like raccoons.
Yeah, bro, like that. Don't mess with a bear.
No, I mean like they didn't climb that bitch. Well, I'm not
unless-
adventurous like
unless
that.
you
You will
name
never
this
catch
Khabib.
me.
Right. I was gonna say.
Unless you're
You know-
Khabib, who's been fighting him since he was 8 years old.
Right.
I'm
That's
out.
why he's a
Like,
champion, bro.
yeah, that's one thing I never worry about. 'Cause I will never
Here's
be
the
in that
question.
environment.
Has anybody put Khabib on a treadmill?
I don't know. They put him in freezing cold water and let him swim against the current, and
Yeah.
he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably like
Treadmill
shook the water.
Yeah, that's lightweight.
Hey,
He said treadmill. I did that when I was like
speaking
10.
of Khabib, did y'all hear,
It's like-
did y'all hear about that UFC fighter that lost his finger in this last weekend, bro? He lost his ring finger.
In the ring?
Lost his ring finger.
In the ring?
He lost his finger. Yeah, he lost it in his glove, so they couldn't find it. They could not find his ring finger, and they made an announcement. Had everybody in the stands looking for his ring finger, and it was lodged in his glove, bro.
In the glove?
During the fight, he lost his ring. Finger.
UFC?
UFC. Check it
They don't wear glove. They wear glove. What kind of glove?
Little,
They got those little like punching bag gloves.
yeah.
Oh, it went in there?
Lost his finger. His finger came off, bro.
How did it get in there though? Like
I don't have a clue.
that's what?
I'd still like
His
to know
finger
how the
fell
finger
off.
got off in the first place.
Yeah, that part.
Like, did he not tighten it up?
He might have maybe he was grabbing. I don't know if he was grabbing the. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
I don't
somebody
know.
pulled a Tyson on him, took a chunk.
But bro, if I lost a finger, bro, yeah, dog, I'm
Might
passing.
be
out,
time to
bro.
retire.
I'm out.
Oh,
I'm not waking up, bro.
We gotta find pictures.
I'm dying.
Yeah, we're
I wanna see that.
gonna have to fact check this.
We got to fact check.
Y'all
Yeah,
fact
I want to
check
see
it,
this.
man. UFC got lost a finger this weekend. Y'all
Yeah.
check that out, man.
Yeah,
We'll have to check that one out.
Tim,
All right.
it was great, man. Having
All right,
you,
man.
man. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming.
Pleasure
bro,
being here, man.
Had a great time, man.
Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Pleasure.
Man, season 2, man. We off to a fast start. Next week we got the homie Hookem. What you know about that right there, Mark? What you know
Nothing.
about that?
Oh, I know a lot about it,
You
actually.
know about that
I
right
see a
there?
lot of sad faces with that same thing.
Sad
Like,
faces.
Man, we got Roy Williams in the building next week, man. Gonna have another good show, man. This week, Tim Crabtree held it down, man. We need you back on that bump, bro, because the Rangers need some help.
I'd love to do it, man. I'd love to do it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna call Chris Young, see what we can do about it, man.
yeah,
See if we can get
a guy.
a package deal with you and Matt Kemp
Oh,
out there
man.
calling out, you know. Hey, we'll put the Noonish show against the Rangers. How about that?
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it'll be good. I think we come out on top, dog.
Hey, would you be willing to tattoo your neck?
No, no tattoos, man.
No? Yeah, okay.
No Birdman.
No,
actually.
I don't
No
like
Birdman?
needles.
They gonna get,
Yeah,
we're trying to get the fans out there. They gonna come see that.
Right on,
Neck
man.
tattoo.
We'll have Paula Sabina,
Yeah, we're gonna bring him with his parrot.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll have Omar Syed be the
Yeah.
he'll be in the outfield.
Hey,
Yeah.
now he can manage. He can
He
manage.
can manage.
He's
Yeah,
analytics.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
analytics,
yeah.
dog.
That's
He's all good. But yeah, man, we're gonna catch y'all next week. Sometime around 12, might be 11:50, might be 12:50. Who knows?
You never know.
But tune in, you'll see what's up, and we're gonna have a great time. Thank y'all. Season 2 is going down. New set, new mics. Peace.
Peace.
I feel like I'm the last man standing. 4-5 sitting on my dresser like a bandit. Oh my, why you scared? There ain't no need to panic.